All right. Well, Gauteng Premier Panyaza Lesufi says financial mismanagement in the province has led to him reshuffling heads of department. He made the revelation while releasing at least 39 forensic reports into corruption, fraud and irregular spending. Lesufi outlined findings in the 39 of 177 forensic investigation reports, some dating back nearly a decade, in fact, revealing a wide web of fraud as well as irregular spending. The Agriculture Department, for one, was flagged the most. 10 reports there, closely followed by education as well as roads and transport. He joins me now in studio for more on this as well as other aspects around Gauteng as well. Premier, thank you so much for the time. Appreciate it. I don't know whether I want to get to this forensic report, but I think there's so many other issues as well, and we're going to try and unpack all of them if you'll allow us to. I want to first start, maybe if I can, with the letter by the finance minister to the Joburg Mayor, Tata Morero, which seems to have seen the finance minister then threaten, just for context to our audience, to threaten withholding of funds unless the persistent, fruitless and wasteful expenditure in the city is then curbed. Are you able to confirm whether you're made aware of this letter, you know what's in it, and perhaps you'll be helping the mayor respond?
Thank you so much, Arabile, for the opportunity. It's just a standard letter. Every municipality that goes through those kind of challenges will normally get that letter from the minister. Obviously, Johannesburg being our host city for the G20, when we saw the letter, we were worried. So I had an emergency discussion with the executive mayor. He gave me a full report that all the issues that they've been flagged, they've been attended to or will be attended to, and that they will be writing a letter to the minister just to respond to the requests that the minister felt that need to be responded in the next 2 weeks. We'll assist the city. We'll assist the city because, as I said, Johannesburg is an anchor city for us as a province. So if you can't get Johannesburg right, it will be extremely difficult to get the entire Gauteng right. So the discussion that I had with the executive mayor, I'm comfortable where I am, that these are matters that can be attended to, and there are decisions that have already been taken by the city, including the council, in terms of either raising loans or minimizing expenditure or broadening their revenue base. So as soon as those decision has been taken, I think we can attend to this issue. But the president personally has taken a decision to put out a turnaround team in Johannesburg. And that team has really been camping in the city, and we've been supporting them. So I really, it's important that the minister flagged the city with those issues, but it's also very crucial that the city responds without any reservation to the content of that letter.
You said as part of those solutions, it could be loans, it could be broadening that revenue base. How would you be able to do that in an already difficult situation? I mean, we've seen residents fight back already against an increase in some of the electricity tariffs.
I share your frustration, Arabile, but I don't think South Africans understand the pain and the difficulties that municipalities go to. If we proudly release statistics that almost, say, 37% of South Africans are unemployed, who gives them water? Who gives them electricity? Who collects their refuse? It's municipalities. And they have to carry that responsibility without any financial muscle because majority of people that are unemployed are found in those municipalities. With the electricity challenges that we had, majority of good-paying residents and businesses have migrated from the grid and they've established their own grid. Who suffers? Because that's a major revenue base for municipalities. But also choices. I mean, it's open secret that there are some people that opt to illegal connection rather than connect properly the electricity and other things. So all those challenges, if you want to blame them on one person called executive mayor of a city, I think will be unfortunate. That is why as a province, we're willing to assist. We're now giving them an indigent register so that for them, they can be in a position to isolate those that genuinely can pay and those that can afford to pay, but they're avoiding to pay. And that's the revenue aspect that we're talking about. We are also strengthening their energy security so that, because it's not that people want to migrate from the energy, it's that they feel that it's not reliable. So if you can make it reliable, then your customers and your residents will be in a position to utilize it. But it's a combination of all those things. We are ready to give them support, and I think the executive mayor is willing to accept our support. But National is already camping in the city. So that is what I'm saying. I'm confident, and we've just received reports on their readiness to host the G20 and beyond. So I'm a little bit comfortable that at least we are making meaningful progress. But some of these issues indeed are worrying, and we need to attend to them.
And while we're going to talk about the G20 Leaders Summit being a critical standing point, it needs to move beyond that as well, right? Because it feels like we're having a 2010 moment here with regards to Johannesburg, that it's just about Johannesburg, just to meet the G20 Leaders Summit. And then after that, perhaps it'll go back to its decayed state in some issues, persistent water shortages, potholes and the like as well. How do you ensure that your G13 priorities that you had spoken about live long beyond the end of this month, this year?
I think that analysis is wrong, that we're putting all the energies because of G20. We've already held almost 57 meetings of G20 already. And our infrastructure stood up. Obviously, as you have indicated, the G13 worries us, especially issue of electricity, water, mushrooming of informal settlement, endless potholes, non-functional traffic lights. And we put a team just to analyze each and every street using the necessary technology, analyze each and every traffic light using technology and satellites and all other things, so that we can attend to these issues as speedily as possible. But I'm of the strong view that if you do that for G20, then we're failing our citizens. And we are also being mischievous of our commitment to render services to our people. But you can't underestimate the importance of G20. I mean, if we have 20 head of states representing powerful economies coming to our country with their support staff, you have to take advantage of that so that you present a country that is acceptable, but we are proud as a province that we are hosting this thing on behalf of the country and also on behalf of the continent, and therefore we have to put our best foot forward. Even at home, when your in-laws are coming to visit, you can't just say they're just in-laws. You extend a good hospitality and other related matters. So we're ready for the G20. We've given journalists yesterday literally an update on each and everything from the street, in energy, water, and all related matters. And we're proud this Friday we'll demonstrate the water security that will be made available to South Africans with the president coming to our province.
We're going to have to talk about, of course, the forensic audit investigation themselves. Ultimately, the buck stops with you when it comes to it, right? And that's why you then reshuffle some of your HODs. Why not fire?
I did. I mean, there are 5 vacancies. There were HODs that were heads of those 5 departments. But you didn't want to make wholesale firings, considering the reports that came through, because you felt that that would be too much? Well, not all of them are fault. Not all HODs are underperforming, so I can't just do a wholesale and remove all of them. You have to target. But there are others, it's not because they didn't perform that we've removed them, but after we've learned about their skills, we thought they can assist us in other departments, which is very important for continuity, expertise, and their qualifications as well. But we have to take a strong stand against corruption. South Africans are just tired. Everyone feels that, you know, our country can be a better country if we can just eliminate one thing, corruption. Purely because services are not rendered. We are now having crowded facilities where people believe even people are coming from outside the country are crowding us. And there are people that believe that they can't even go to public institutions. Either they will not be serviced or they will not get the service at all in terms of medication and all other related matters. So we have to take a very strong point. But to do that, you need to have people that are not conflicted to advise you. So we appointed former AGs, we have appointed the SIU, Public Protector, and many other people to advise us, to say, advise us on how best to fight crime. And they flagged all these things. And you can't appoint people to advise you, and when they advise you, you ignore the advice. So that would be self-defeating. So I'm proud that we've taken the decision that we've taken, and I want to thank the HODs that we've relieved. They've accepted. And I also want to congratulate those that are coming out. We have reset that administration. We just have to accelerate service delivery without further delay.
One of those things, as you spoke about, is corruption, maladministration, all those issues. I want to try and lead this in some way to the South African police as well. And that being a key proponent. Of course, we do have the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry being very important. The Gauteng Police Commissioner, Tommy Mtombeni, recently saying actually that he has had no direct experience of political interference in the South African police service. Have you heard, seen or experienced any kind of interference in the South African police service yourself?
Not necessarily. And I'm glad that the Provincial Commissioner, I work very well with him, has given me a full report on all the issues that have been on the public domain, including the same team that came from KZN. They came to Gauteng to give me a full report. And we said to them, on the commission, they have to cooperate. But you don't only cooperate, you prepare. So we'll give them time to prepare for that commission so that that commission can come out with meaningful resolutions. But secondly, we have to accelerate the fight against crime. We might not be sidetracked, because if we're going to focus on the commission and leave the key mandate, of which we've been doing very well. I mean, the mere fact that the team from KZN came to assist us in Gauteng and they found us doing the work that we're doing is a demonstration that we're indeed accelerating the fight against crime. We are the only province in the last quarter that reduced crime by 7.9%, something that is unheard of. So we just have to focus on that particular task and ensure that we execute it in a manner that all of us can be proud. But crime is a serious challenge in our province, and we just need to put all our resources to ensure that we eliminate it.
In putting all your resources into it, is it, and we kind of see this happening a little bit now as well, where we're opening up different, maybe not departments, but different sectoral offices in order to help that are little parts of a whole cog. And one wonders whether that is just adding more and more people and more chefs into the kitchen, which then could spoil the entire broth itself. Is it not too many cooks in the kitchen at this stage?
You can argue that way, but my argument is that crime is everywhere. So you need everyone. If you can spread our resources where crime is, I really believe that we're going to make a meaningful dent. And we've done that. We profiled 450 people that are committing crime in our province. Either they frequent the courts, or they've not went back when they got bail, or they are on parole, and when they're on parole, they continue with their behavior. So we've profiled them to say, what is it that they do daily? What is it that they're planning? What is it that we can monitor that will assist us? And if you can check, in the last 6 months, we've hit them before they can be in a position to commit crime. And these are new strategies and new programs, using technology, using satellites, support system, but also bringing everyone. For the first time, I don't think there is a province where we've removed boundaries of municipalities. You said Tshwane. You can't fight crime alone at the corner then say you are Tshwane, or you are Midvaal, or you are Johannesburg, or you are Ekurhuleni. So we've removed, we plan all of us at the same time so that we can broaden the masses that we have. So you can say we're bringing more chefs in the kitchen, but we are bringing more resources so that we plan from the center, because the crime that is taking place in Gauteng, some of the criminals, they don't even know whether we are planning this crime in Tshwane or in Ekurhuleni. They are just planning crime. So we just need to put all our resources together, have one commander, which is the SAPS, to direct all these resources. And we are seeing some results in terms of the work that we've done thus far.
Okay, allow me to jump on over actually to something that I've touched on a little bit, but it's the municipal tariffs. What's the situation precisely with that, particularly in areas, I think, in the East Rand and Ekurhuleni, for example, where they're looking so much at saying, we don't want to pay the extra fees here.
And I'm very sympathetic to them. That's my hometown. I come from Tembisa, so I was touched when I saw our residents up in arms. But it's a serious misunderstanding and serious miscommunication. And I had discussion with the executive mayor there to say, let's find a way of dealing with it. Because the tariffs are determined by NERSA, which is the body that says we're increasing the price of electricity. Municipalities are just messengers. They just take the tariff, add it on their billing system, and pass it over to the customer. So, but the residents target the municipality because there's the immediate person that communicates. But the reality is, these are decisions that are taken outside the mandate of the municipalities. These are decisions that are taken by other agencies.
What can change at this stage, though?
So what we need, and I'm glad that the municipality took that particular decision to say, let's suspend the tariffs, engage either NERSA or engage the citizens, so that everyone can understand that they play a certain role And in their role, they must come on the table and discuss it and have a common resolution. So I'm looking forward to the council meeting. I know they've postponed their council meeting to either next week or this week, so that that particular matter can be resolved. But municipalities found themselves in the firing line of decisions that have been taken at another level. And because they are the closest government to our people, people feel that it's those municipalities that are not treating them well. So I hope those tariffs will be managed properly by Ekurhuleni and other municipalities, so that we don't have a repeat of those unfortunate scenes where elderly people or children can't even go to school because people are protesting.
Premier, you're always a politician in many ways, and as part of the ANC, you're almost never not politicking. For the next local government elections, do you think you've done enough to gain more votes?
It's a combination of the two. As I said, with high level of unemployment, with so many aging infrastructure, it will be difficult to say all our local authorities have done well. But with the limited resources that we have, at least in 80%, if not 85% of our houses and businesses, if you open water, there is water. There is electricity, there's a tar road, there are community services where waste is collected. But there are areas where all those things won't be there, especially in our informal settlement and areas that we have. It also takes us aback and shock us if we'll have a sentence without water, purely because we have not communicated the infrastructure maintenance or improvement that we are making. So it's a combination of the two, but to remain hopeful that with the remaining period, with the G13 that we've identified, we will turn the corner and we'll have capable municipalities that can render services to our people.